David.
Okay, here's the no, darn it.
Yeah.
I saw him taking a drink and I was like, this is my chance to start talking
And
first.
yet,
Still didn't work.
and yet, go
Still
on.
didn't work.
Didn't. I was like, David.
Uh no, I was gonna say, here's the thing. We've been going off the rails a little bit. We're behind. We know we're behind. It's been I see confluence to me has positive connotations, and this is not it. So this is a mellifluence. I don't know. We've had some technical issues
It's true.
that we've had to go. I have a funeral to go to. That's not fun. That's been problematic. Uh,
I did not do it,
we
in case you were curious. I was at the
I
movies.
I appreciate that. We have had some scheduling things where we want to get really fun people and are dancing around how to make that happen. But most of all, we just let it get in our heads about our 100th episode.
We really did. We really did. We're like, well,
Yeah.
we both got this sort of moment. We're like, well, we can't do the 100th episode unless it's spectacular. And then we remembered there are four of you that watch. This is our critically reviewed limited release YouTube series. We are to actual episodes. Like we are to YouTube series is like Hot Ones is to real television. Like it's not like,
I
yeah.
You better not be dissing Hot Ones.
No, I'm just saying Hot Ones is
Okay.
great, but Hot Ones is like
Okay.
Hot Ones is not a TV
Because Cardi
show. It's
B's
a
coming on our
YouTube
show next
series.
week.
Done. Done. And yeah, we need Maya Rudolph as well as Beyonce.
Oh my God. Uh yeah, no, here's the thing. We are going to have some sort of big celebratory episode, and we're going to do it when we can do it and when we can get the people that we want to do it.
Yes,
And
all of
it
your
doesn't
words are
have to
correct.
be at 100. It's obviously not at 100 because here it is,
Because today is 100.
and it's just us. This
Well,
is how
and
it
again,
started.
I
This
how
is how it
how it
ends.
ends, I don't know. I that got real dark again. I also genuinely love just us as absurd people. But I also love the fact that, like, let's hop on this excuse train. You genuinely had migraines. I got sick this past weekend, and it was Mother's Day. So there were like
And
lots
it
of
was
things
Mother's
like
Day. Yes.
we were like,
Yeah.
how do we figure this
TJ
out? And
was
I
in
was like,
town. We were going to do a
we're
an
gonna hang out.
in-person
Yeah,
synergistic
we
special
were.
episode. And you know what? It was Mother's Day. And
And
TJ's got a
so
mom. So he gets
well,
he gets to
and
celebrate with her. I
and Dave
have
has impregnated two women.
I have two
So
baby
yeah,
moms. It's a
yeah,
very busy day for me, and I have to be sad about my own mom, who I don't have
right.
anymore.
And
So
my own mother was like, I love Dave, and I was like, that's right, because my own mother has also adopted Dave. So
yes,
yes,
and I love Diane Sally.
yeah,
Happy Mother's Day. I said it to TJ in the text, but I'm
yeah,
saying it now for the interwebs. Um,
nice.
so we hope everybody had good holiday weekends, and that is what was going
Mhm.
on with us. And we are sad, ridiculous people who also love to make each other laugh. Uh,
Okay, yes,
and
that is actually quite accurate.
yeah, and I
Yeah,
just won 3 weeks in a row. I got a turkey last night, or a hat trick, however you want to do it. Why did I go with the bowling term first? Uh,
it's true. It feels very non-vegan.
yeah, 3 weeks in a row winning at bar trivia, and starting to piss people off. I'm not gonna lie.
It's good. Well, and I need to get my shit together because this has been these last 3 weeks have been terrible. And so I do occasionally trivia on Tuesdays with Carmela Chan, fellow Jeopardy champion, and I have missed the last few
Yeah,
weeks. So
uh,
you have taken all of the
yeah,
luck. So we got to see if we can take this
I
back next week.
have.
So,
But
yeah,
legitimately, there was a guy at the end of the bar who was like letting his discontent be known
it's
and
fair.
saying shit like, "You guys got to start." We actually like had words. He accused us of googling, to which my response was, "My brain is Google, bitch."
Did you say that?
Which
Did you actually say that at the bar?
I actually
I
said
love
that
you.
out loud,
I love
and
you.
hopefully that will be a T-shirt soon in the merch store.
Which merch store? Which merch store? But yes, my brain is Google bitch would be amazing, and I would wear it as a tight tank top or crop top because I am a hot. What was I going to say? Well, I've forgotten now, but it was charming and delightful, much like you. Um,
Ah,
uh, yes. Also, it is weird that we've done 100 of these.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, the very first thing that happened, I woke up this morning, I grimaced because I'm old and so had to stretch repeatedly. So I was doing my stretches and I was doing my stretches on the rug. And Diana Talley texted me and she's like, "Morning, love you. Will there be Brohawks today?"
I mean, yeah,
so so this goes out to Diana
we've been
Talley and
duly chastised.
Diana Talley and Susan Cascone. We hear you.
Sorry,
We see
Mom.
you. We're on it. Thanks for watching all 100 of these. If you for some reason have tuned in,
Oh,
I'm
right.
TJ Talley,
I'm Dave Rapp.
and together we are the Bro.
Brohawks. Oh, look at that. There we go. What a reveal. That was our
Thank
special
you.
100th episode.
That's it. We don't have a budget for much else. So
No.
no,
Yeah.
we are former Jeopardy champions in 2020 and 2022 respectively that were
It's
brought
like
on for
that's like being in the Marines. We're not former.
we
We're just
are
Jeopardy
Jeopardy
champions.
champions. We are
Yeah.
continue. We are former Jeopardy contestants, current Jeopardy champions, who were then brought on for Champions Wildcard in 2023, and found to our delight and confusion that we genuinely enjoyed each other, and a bromance was born, and the Brohawks were also born. So,
There you have it.
Dave and I get to watch and recap the tournaments. We have some thoughts about after Masters ends, about us talking about more Jeopardy related things, and almost Carmen Sandiego like going to places and talking about trivia. We're going to roll out some absurd social media at the end of May to sort of think about sort of things like that. We may have recorded some videos already, so you're very welcome. But yeah, so we're working on that. We recognize that we love a hustle, but we are also tired old men who like to talk about trivia. So, and we will watch shows with you. So,
It's like, please tell me more about being a tired old man because we
well,
are the same.
I feel like looking in a mirror, and this is what my future looks like in 13 years. So I love it. It's true.
You know who didn't get up and stretch this morning?
Yeah, I imagine. I imagine. It's true. You know who went back? This is the last thing we'll reveal about our personal lives. You know who finally returned to having a skincare routine after taking like 6 months off? This lady. I was like, as I was
Thank
like
goodness. And you're
doing a
glowing. I
cleanser.
didn't want to say it,
Thank
but you're
you.
glowing.
Thanks. But I was like last night, I was like, I was doing cleanser and then I was doing a moisturizer and I was like, oh, I missed this. It's just a nice little ritual. Also. And then I thought of you. I was like, oh, this means that by the time I'm 53, I'll look 44. Okay, that's the
There you
goal.
go.
That's the
There you go.
goal. So,
I was gonna say I'm not petty about many things, but that's not true. I'm petty about a lot of things. But
you're petty. Yeah, you're Petty LaBelle. I'm
one of
sorry,
my
you're what? Petty
favorite
LaPone?
I would prefer Petty
Yeah.
LaBelle, but
You
I
know
get
what?
it.
That could be our other. I'm Petty LaBelle, and you're Petty LaPone. Yeah, you're Petty White. Anyway, go on.
Why you gotta be racist about it?
Oh, so many reasons, mainly colonialism. But yes, go on.
One of my favorite things to be petty about is I have soft skin. Obviously, it's not a thing that I do. I just was born with it, whatever, and it pisses people off, especially women, because I have no skincare routine. I don't do anything, and soft, smooth.
I will say that one of the first adjectives when pressed to ask about to describe Dave Rapp, I will always say supple. It's true.
And fun fact, at one time in my life, that was one of my least favorite words and would throw me into a rage every time I heard it.
And by one time you mean like Thursday?
I mean, after this episode airs.
Yeah, I was like, I know you hate it. I was like, yes. I was like, you are, but you are
I
indeed
broke
supple.
my couch. I saw a skincare commercial and I jumped up and punched the couch and cracked the arm of the couch. Uh, I'm okay, but I'm better now. I went to,
David, this is why women pick the bear.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. The bear also might
bears
be.
don't make terrible commercials. I get it. I get it. You
Well,
don't have to
they do
mansplain
make
it
the
to me.
Charmin. They do the toilet paper commercials. So there
Those
is
bears
that.
have sold out. Yeah.
As a bear, can confirm. You're right. They have sold out. So, David, I miss you. It's good to see your soft and supple features.
Oh, we're so stupid. All right, should we watch an episode? I can't even remember where we are. I mean, we're in the
We are in
middle of
episode
Masters.
6 of Masters. So let's do it. Let's do it to
Some
it.
people are gonna play some things. All the games so
Jesus.
far have been amazing.
The games have been amazing.
They've all been runaways.
They've
and
all been
Still
runaways.
all been for fun.
I mean, much like the hit 1995 Janet Jackson song, I Love Runaway.
3 champions. From Toronto, Ontario.
Oh, stop it, Mattea Roach. Come on,
There they are,
Rosary.
with the
Come
rosary.
on, Blazer.
From Las Vegas,
They look like a mid-level administrator for Catholicism, and I'm into it.
And from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Victoria.
Come on, Victoria. Victoria is just a genuine sweetheart in
Welcome
real
back to
life.
these three masters
Yeah.
with Victoria and James facing off for the very first time on the Alex Trebek stage, and
I like
Mattea
James'
back
names.
with their chance to earn some additional
Boy, these are all
match points.
great
Good luck to all three of you.
signatures.
Let's go to work
Sign
in
in.
the
Yes, I
Jeopardy
agree.
round.
Love
Where
Mattea's
these are your
handwriting.
categories.
Love
The Cold
Victoria's.
War up first,
Okay,
followed
I've
by
heard of it.
Letter Perfect.
I
You
know
were live
26
then.
of
Changing it
them.
up. We have the colors of television.
Ooh.
followed
Black.
by starts and ends with R. And finally,
Okay.
cheesing
That one,
in
everything's
public.
going to start and end with
Victoria,
R.
where to
now.
first?
Cheesing
I'd like
in
the Cold
public.
War for 800.
That's kind of like us right now.
In 1972, the U.S. and USSR took a first step
Salt.
toward reducing the threat of nuclear
Salt.
war via these
Dummy.
talks. James,
Strategic
salt,
arms
salt,
limitation.
Arms Limitation Treaty.
The end of the Cold War was hastened by this 8-letter Russian policy.
Glasnost.
Gorbachev promoted. James,
What is Glasnost?
correct again.
I almost went Perestroika, and I was like, too many letters.
From the late 1940s through the 1980s, the U.S. pursued this restrictive strategy of curbing Soviet expansion.
Containment.
Victoria,
What is containment?
that's correct for 1,000.
Let's do changing it up for 8.
Chapter 40 of this novel sails into a play format, beginning with the stage direction Midnight Forecastle. James,
With Moby Dick?
you got it.
That was
Cold
my
War
only
Four?
guess, but I'm like, I
Numeric
don't remember
nickname
that
of the
though.
group of imprisoned and blacklisted movie professionals who refused to testify to Congress. Victoria,
Who were the Hollywood 10?
yes.
Changing it up for 1,000.
I can remember if it was 8 or 10.
White Jazz breaks from the hard-boiled narrative to feature excerpts from Hush Hush, a Tinseltown tabloid. Mattea,
Who's
Doctor?
Mostly?
I'm sorry, no. Victoria or James? Hush Hush is also in LA Confidential, I think, by James Elroy.
Okay.
Oh,
Back to you,
okay.
Victoria.
I'll take changing it up for 6.
White Jazz.
Guardian says
Sounds like a Elizabeth Taylor perfume.
Ballad to operatic
Sounds like
excess to hard
an
rock
Oscar movie
to
from a few
reflective
years back.
coda. Mattea,
It's one of the many reasons why I hated La La Land.
Colors of TV 1000.
And why when they fake one over
Harvey was
Moonlight for a minute, I almost punched a
Wonder
couch.
Love on this
Oh,
show
there you go.
adapted from a
There you go.
1983 film about a high-tech police helicopter. Victoria,
What is Blue Thunder?
you're correct, yes.
I've literally never heard of
Changing in
that.
public
I was not alive.
for
when
What?
there is that.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Pope for around 30
First
days
time a
in
helicopter did a
1978.
loop-de-loop.
He was known as the
Nice.
Smiling
John Paul the
and
First.
was the first to choose a double name.
John Paul I.
This is John Paul the First.
Yes.
Choosing in public
That's
8.
why John Paul II was like,
The
what's
smiling
that?
subject of The Laughing Cavalier by this artist is thought to be an unmarried Dutch merchant. James,
Was Halls.
right.
Choosing 1,000.
This ancient philosopher who developed atomic theory emphasized cheeriness. Many paintings show him cheesing it up. Victoria,
Who is Democritus?
the cheery Democritus is correct.
Take letter
Okay.
for 8.
I don't know that. I
Equivalent
didn't know
to
it.
Mr., this letter placed before a man's name is a Burmese title of respect. Mattea,
You.
That's you.
yes.
Letter Perfect 1000.
Published in 1963, it was Thomas
Oh.
Pynchon's debut novel. Victoria,
What is V?
yes.
I'll take
Oh, damn it.
with R for 8.
In legal terms and elsewhere, it refers to a reply or response. James,
What is Rejoinder?
that's correct.
R6.
I had to remember the R's.
This type
I
of
know, right?
technician might use a CT scan to make images of your body.
Radiographer?
Was a radiographer. Radiographer.
Yes.
Choosing in public 4.
Well done.
Back in the 1840s, a British photographer instructed folks to say these dried fruits so people's mouths wouldn't move much.
Dates
Raisins?
or figs?
Well, it's Prunes.
Prunes is it.
Oh,
R400.
Oh,
Mm.
yeesh.
Something that goes
Right.
into developing mouths, or a
Don't say it.
servant of yore. Two different meanings of retainer. Back to you, James.
Changing it up 4.
Here I was thinking the second epilogue of this Tolstoy tome would have more Pierre and Natasha, not a critique of the great man theory. James,
What's War and Peace?
that's right.
Starts in with R1000.
Pierre War and Natasha
Daily
Peace.
Double? You finally found it? And you have moved into the lead,
That's
James.
coming on the CW, isn't
All
it?
the cheddar.
Yeah, I will play the role of Pierre War.
800 at risk in starts
Oh,
and ends
okay.
with R.
All right, Tosh.
This device allows air to get from a scuba diver's oxygen tanks and into the diver's
Rebreather.
lungs.
What's a respirator?
Right here.
No, I'm sorry. It's a regulator.
Oh,
right.
regulator.
Oh.
Damn
But
it.
it's
Warren
early.
G.
James, make a selection.
Colors of TV 8.
The regulators.
In
I don't know.
1966, Bruce Lee fought crime as Kato on this
Green
series.
Hornet.
James,
What's the Green Hornet?
right.
Colors of TV 6.
The many physicians who have practiced on this drama include Holly Fain and James Pickens
Grey's
Jr.
I
Anatomy.
hope that one of these is
Banner
White
and Weber.
Lotus.
James,
What's Grey's
I
Anatomy?
just realized it's
Show.
colors. I hope one of them is White Lotus.
Sure.
roles on this show. Like we say in St. Olaf, Christmas without fruitcake is
Golden
like
Girls.
St. Sigmund's Day without the headless boy. Victoria.
What's the Golden Girls?
Yes.
Letter perfect for 6.
It's the single letter stock symbol for U.S. Steel. Victoria.
What is X?
Right.
Letter perfect 4.
Ew.
It's the nickname of the music legend seen here.
There you go. Q.
Mattea.
What's
Yeah.
Q?
Quincy Jones, you got it.
Letter perfect 2.
Part of Marriott International, this upscale hotel chain
W?
found in 25
There you
countries
go.
and territories. Mattea.
What's W?
That's right.
Cold War 2.
It was the 3-word phrase for drills in which school kids crawled under desks
Duck
to
and
somehow
cover.
protect themselves from a nuclear blast. Victoria.
What's duck and cover?
Correct.
Changing it up for 2.
Nuclear fun time.
Next show with Paperboy and Earn took a break from the hip-hop world to showcase a mock doc on the making of a Goofy movie. Mattea.
Is it Atlanta?
Yes.
Colors of TV 2.
Yeah.
Jennifer Coolidge has a slight problem while
There you
staying at
go.
this title place. Please, these gays, they're trying to murder
They're trying
me.
to murder me.
Mattea.
I
This.
say
What's
that
the White Lotus?
all the time.
Starts and ends with R.
Please, these gays.
You might use this stuff to reinforce concrete.
Rebar.
Rebar.
Victoria.
What's rebar?
Correct.
And cheesing for 2.
What is Reba?
Finish
R.
teasing. Conrad Veidt, Cheesin, and
Oh.
the Man Who Laughs, has been called an inspiration for this comic book character.
Right, the
The
Joker.
Joker.
He is the
I don't-
Joker, yes.
Heath
You have
Ledger.
6,000
I don't
points,
ever wanna
and
see
you're
that
lucky that
picture
James
again.
doesn't scuba dive because
That's
you
gonna
have the
haunt
lead
me.
right now. James
The answer is always Heath Ledger.
Double Jeopardy begins in just a moment. Come back.
It's almost Heath Ledger.
Right. I gotta say I can't get mad at James because I didn't get that one either. I had the wrong
is
thing
with
in my
us
head.
this game. Mattea, I understand you've been trying out what you call the Buzzy Cohen School of Jeopardy prep. What does that consist of?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
not working for me so far, but it consists basically of getting swole. I finally started going to the gym after talking about like, oh, I'm gonna totally get a membership for like years and years. What I've discovered though is I sustained this wrist injury when I was 18 from like falling off a bar stool, and so I can't actually lift anything more than 10 pounds.
Oh,
with one
those
hand.
Canadians
I have a
in
good
bars
strength
at
trainer in the
18.
green room, so I've been using that to pass the time.
Is that your buzzer hand as well? Your bar stool
No,
hand?
it's my non-dominant, thankfully.
Got it, got it. Well, hopefully the grip
Non-dominant.
out for you. James Holzhauer is back with us. from
Mattea's the
Las
best.
Vegas.
I just want to be
I
friends with Mattea.
understand you've been on a trading card, James, and a very unusual one.
Yeah,
Cool.
so Upper Deck asked me if I'd like to make a trading card. I said, sure, that sounds fun. But they actually wanted a really weird thing. You know, they have these things with like a swatch from a game-used jersey. And they
Like a
asked
uniform,
me
yeah.
for game-used clothing from Jeopardy to send them. So I knew exactly which shirt. I wore it one time when I lost to Emma Betcher. I shipped that thing right off. If you go on eBay right now, you can probably get one of those.
You wanted that out of the house anyway.
Absolutely.
And now collectors are snapping it up. That's great. Victoria Groce is here from Pittsburgh. Victoria, I understand you spent a year studying Danish.
I
Is this
did.
for Jeopardy? What
Ah!
studying Danish?
It is not for Jeopardy. As viewers of The Chase know, I am an avid knitter.
Okay.
And I found this reality knitting show on YouTube called Den Store Strikkedusa. Apologies to our Danish viewers.
The Great Danish Knit Off?
The Great Danish Knit Off.
no.
It is people in a castle knitting competitively. And you get
I am
booted out of the castle
obsessed.
if your knitting is not up to snuff. And it turns out that only 2 of the episodes had subtitles.
Oh.
We
So
need
I
Victoria
spent a
on
year
the
learning
show
Danish so that I
just
could
to
watch
talk
this.
about
I mean,
this.
that reminds me, speaking of your knitting, that, you know, you and James are meeting for the first time on this stage, but you are coworkers on ABC's The Chase, right? Are you rivals from then? Are you friends? What's going on?
I think we intrinsically compete with each other on that stage, right?
You're both slightly competitive humans.
Yeah.
I see. So that's just spilling over here today.
Oh,
Well, right
boy.
now, because of that tough daily double, Victoria's in the lead. Mattea, you're going to select first in Double Jeopardy. Let's see what categories
I
we
want to
got.
learn Danish now.
From left to right.
You know
Classical
Dutch. It's
is
close
in.
enough.
It's so close,
They
but
did
no.
bad.
They did bad.
Words on the director.
David, get the Star words.
followed
I
by
will try.
places.
Here's $10. Go see a Star
The
Wars.
game of find the Greek letter in. Mattea, what appeals?
Director's resume 2000.
No.
He spoke the silent language of horror in 1922's
Oh my God.
Nosferatu.
Kazan.
Can I-
Who is Murnau?
Good for 2000.
Right.
Star Wars
Right.
for 16.
David, get this
Astronomers
right.
think stars in the tightly bound groups called these clusters are some of the oldest stars in the universe.
Slut
Globular?
clusters.
Victoria,
What are globular clusters?
you were right to risk it. That's correct.
Oh,
Star Wars
snap.
for 2000.
The stage that makes up most of a star's existence, it's the two-word classification for stars undergoing nuclear fusion. Victoria,
What is the main sequence?
correct again.
Oh,
Star Wars for 12.
That's exciting.
This noun is a
We've
measure of
initiated
size
the
in
main
Earth talk,
sequence.
but in Star talk, it's a measure of the brightness of a star. James,
What's magnitude?
yes, it is.
Place is
Oh,
12.
okay, yeah. I was like, what?
I'm
Biggest
so
gap on
dumb.
the Pan American Highway
wording
is
on that
this
one threw me
a
off for some
60-mile
reason.
stretch.
This
of
is
jungle
Darien.
treacherous for
The
my-
Darien Gap.
Mattea,
What's the Darien Gap?
you got it.
Director's resume 16.
Duck,
I knew
You
a thing
Sucker,
again. I feel
starring
good.
Rod Steiger and James Coburn and set in revolutionary Mexico, is one of this European's lesser-known works. Victoria,
Grandma Moses.
Leone.
that is correct.
They did bad 16.
This German shepherd of the Bidens has gained notoriety by biting several Secret Service agents. James,
Commander.
Commander.
that is correct.
Place is 16.
John Van Leeuwen was the first to swim 16-mile Foveaux Strait between New Zealand's South Island and this island further south. Victoria,
Why am I like this?
Is Flinders Island?
sorry, no.
No, it's
Can you take it? Very tough response.
Rotorua?
Stewart
Rotorua?
Island. Back to you.
Oh, Stewart
James.
Island. Which, but it's Stewart Island's non-Maori name. Or Maori name is Rotorua. I gotta look it up.
You got another crack at this, James.
42.
Rakiura.
Everything
Yeah,
on the
I was
line.
like, wait a minute.
As is your wont, James, in places. This spot in London was once where religious types grew vegetables. Looks like an N got dropped along the way.
What is Covent Garden?
Not Convent Garden, yes, you double up to 8,400.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
Nope.
Classical is in 12.
Mendelssohn used sections from Psalms and First Kings for his oratorio about this biblical prophet. Victoria.
I
Nathan.
literally
Elijah?
just fell
Yes.
asleep. I
Classical
just
16.
completely zoned out.
At age 19, this virtuoso pianist won a gold medal with a one-act opera based on a poem by his countryman Pushkin. Victoria.
Who is Rubinstein?
No. James.
Was Rachmaninoff?
That's it.
Classical 8.
His
Where's
1811
Jelana Cotter?
opera caused quite the stir with depictions of women smoking cigarettes, somewhat taboo at the time. Victoria.
Who is Bizet?
Yes, Carmen.
Let's do They Did Bad for 12.
Plot E in a military cemetery in France holds 94 men who received this alliterative step from the U.S. Army, then execution.
Dishonorable discharge.
What is dishonorable
Yeah.
discharge?
Right.
Classical 2.
And then
Writing
execution.
his
Oof.
only opera, Duke Bluebeard's Castle, he served in the Hungarian Soviet Republic's music directorate. Victoria.
Who is Bartok?
Good for 2000.
Oh,
They
that's
did
wow.
bad
I-
for
I'm not smart today.
8.
That was
No,
the right choice.
I'm feeling,
It's the Daily
I'm
Double.
feeling very dumb today. And
James
that's
is now
okay.
nipping at your heels, Victoria.
I believe the move is all in.
Oh,
What do you
oh,
think?
Poor
oh.
technique. Good strategy.
Oh.
though.
James is
Poor
gonna follow up
technique.
later, but here is
Wow.
your clue, Victoria.
Okay,
in
my-
Oh, Victoria.
bad.
Happened.
Though nicknamed for a lethal weapon regulated by Congress in 1934, he doesn't seem to have killed anyone. Kidnapped.
Machine
yes.
Gun Kelly. Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay, what was this subject?
Who is Machine Gun Kelly?
That is correct.
Woo!
You're at 28,000
What was
points.
that subject? I totally.
They did bad.
Throw it.
They did bad.
They did bad. Thank you.
Director's resume for 12.
The sound barrier is not as famous as some of his later efforts, like The Bridge on the River Kwai.
Oh, my
James,
dad's favorite film.
David Lean is right.
Find the Greek letter 2000.
Oh.
Find the Greek letter in the word for a building like the former Tewksbury one in Massachusetts, or where excess spending puts you. Puts you in the poorhouse, which contains, James just saw it,
Yeah.
the letter rho. Back to you, James.
I
16.
hate it.
In the name of a wise centaur who mentored Achilles in Greek myth.
Kai.
What's Chi?
In Chiron, yes.
Greek letter 12.
In another Greek letter, what we're going for is 3 of the 5 letters. Mattea.
What's Eta?
In theta, that's right.
Greek letter 8.
Wow. Okay.
In the species of mushrooms that produce a hallucinogenic experience. James.
Sai.
Psi.
Yes, psilocybin.
Greek letter 4.
I got that too
A word
quickly.
describing a
Sorry.
young woman in a sweet, innocent, and sympathetic theatrical role. James,
New
in Ingenue, you got it.
places
I
too.
got ingenue, but I couldn't get
The world's
new.
biggest Buddhist shrine is near this city. One's Indonesia's capital
Angkor Wat.
and an initial
Oh, wait,
syllable longer than the current capital.
Oh, Indonesia.
Mattea,
Sorry.
That's Yogyakarta.
You are correct for 2000.
Yeah,
Places
Yogyakarta.
The word Vilnius, meaning surge, gives us the name of the capital of this country.
Vilnius
James.
is
What's the-
Lithuania.
Words 8.
Most neutrons
I always struggle between Latvia and Lithuania on that one, and I'm always like,
for
wait.
the way they emit bursts of radiation at
Riga.
regular intervals. Victoria.
What are
Sorry,
pulsars?
pulsars.
Right.
They did bad.
Riga, yes, but yes.
A book called The Wolf of Investing offers financial tips from this man, convicted of money laundering and securities fraud.
Malkin?
This is Belford.
Jordan Belfort, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Katie Bad 4.
The sentence of deer poacher David Barry Jr. included a monthly viewing of this movie.
Bambi.
Bambi.
Andy?
Yes.
Director's resume 8.
Amazing.
She starred in
Amazing.
2008's Nights and Weekends, her directorial debut. She's had some bigger hits since. Mattea.
Who's Gerwig?
Yes.
Resume 4.
Yeah, I thought that was Greta Gerwig.
She gave us the 1979 short Last Hustle in Brooklyn and the 1994
Spike Lee.
semi-autobiographical
Yeah.
Brooklyn. Mattea.
Who's Spike Lee?
Right again.
Classical 4.
Early in life, Richard Strauss completed dozens of these, from the German for song. Victoria?
What are leader
That's it.
and Star Wars 4?
We'll finish up Star Wars. Sirius B is one of these diminutive-sounding remnants of burned-out stars.
White dwarf.
How dare you?
Those are white dwarfs. And look at this.
Don't make it about
First
race.
time in this competition, first place is not a foregone conclusion.
Okay,
as we head
Miss-
into
Oh.
Jeopardy. All three of you will be battling it out on this
This
category.
is the first non-runaway.
There you go.
Last words. That's appropriate for two of you. We'll see what happens after the
Wow.
break.
What's the knife, Ken? Either this wallpaper goes or I do.
Famous last words is tonight's
Good,
final,
Oscar Wilde
final
one.
Jeopardy
Yeah.
category. And here's
I
the
don't know.
clue. In 1530,
Not
he
Oscar
made
Wilde.
his last confession and wished that, quote, I had served God as diligently as I have done the king."
Cardinal Wolsey.
Or
No,
just-
Cardinal
Oh.
Wolsey.
Good luck.
Oh yeah.
That was my undergrad focus, was on Tudor and Stuart Britain, because that's what I thought I wanted to do. And then I was like, I don't want to learn Latin, and I don't want to be the one black guy. It's like, no thanks.
A lot of studying white people.
Which I do, but at the same
What you
time,
do?
but at the same time, I get to go other places. So yeah.
Mattea Roach is up first. They had 7,000 points, and they wrote down, who is Thomas More?
No, he does in
You're on the right
1536.
track, Mattea, but I'm afraid that is not correct.
I mean,
It'll
at least
cost you
Mattea and I
everything.
bonded
Knocks you down
over
from
our
7,000 to
incorrect
0.
response.
James Holzhauer
So
was
I
in
feel
second
good
place
about
with
that.
17,600. His response? He also thought.
No,
of-
it's Cardinal
Not
Wolsey.
correct. How much will it cost you, James? 6,400. Leaving
See,
you
I
with
could play with these
11,200.
guys. I got to sing
Victoria
wrong.
Groce had the big lead heading into final. What did she write down? Also Thomas More. No, it was in fact More's predecessor, Cardinal Wolsey. You had
Look
the
at
right king. You
that.
did not get Henry VIII out of his marriage to
You would have
Catherine of
beat
Aragon.
all these
So
masters.
it's all going to come down to your wager, Victoria. You bet.
A little dance time.
5601.
That made me feel real pretty for a second. That's nice, because I was like, and it comes down to just knowing the year.
Three more
Thomas More is
match points for you.
executed for
You are
not
undefeated
agreeing
so
to the
far.
marriage of Anne Boleyn in
James Holzhauer for finishing
1536.
second adds
35,
one match
and
point.
Wolsey's
Yeah, I
first.
don't
Finishes
choose. I
third
don't
and
do
no
dates.
match points for them.
Yeah, I don't teach dates to my students, but it's one of those that that's how my brain makes sense.
After night 3. Victoria, undefeated, is
Where
in the
are we
lead,
now?
of course,
Wow,
with
look
9
at that.
points, followed by Yogesh
Victoria
Rout
and
in
Yogesh
second
at the
with
top
7.
of the heap.
James
Good for them.
Holzhauer now has 5 after he adds 1. Matt, Amy, and Mattea have 1 match point apiece and are ranked in that order. Jeopardy Masters is back on Friday this week. We will see you then right here from the Alex Trebek stage. I'm Ken Jennings. Have a great night.
There we go. All right. Well, that's our first non-runaway, and very exciting still. And even with a big all-in from Victoria, when she had what, like 14,000?
Yeah,
That was
I know that was really quite competitive. It was fun to watch.
yeah.
Also,
Yeah, but boy, were we stupid.
yeah, which is a fitting way for us to feel at 100. Although you pulled off every star category, and I got the obscure 16th century British history category.
You did get the final, yeah.
So we are not as dumb as we look. It's close, but we are more supple. So God bless.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
I
we're
love
back on
that
track. Oh, is this your storm mug?
it is my Storm mug. It's all the
Wow.
different iterations of Storm.
Wow.
Yes. Also, I love that we've done 100 of these. I love hanging out with you and I love talking about Jeopardy with you.
I
It's
love
pretty
it
great.
too. And let's keep doing it. We got some more masters that are going to happen. So yay us.
So if you're watching the next episode, don't be surprised that we didn't put in the effort to do the Jeopardy fake out because we are literally going to record the next one so we get caught up. So boopity boop.
Don't pull back the curtain. Nobody wants to know how the sausage is made. Come on, man. I was going to change my shirt,
I got
but now
I
I
got
don't have
work.
to.
You don't have to. Look, I made it easy for you. I'll take my hat off. It'll be different.
There we go.